Thank you very much for coming on, Father Trenham. So, how would you say we should think about where this goes from here? Like, people seem to have a heightened spiritual awareness in the days after Charlie Kirk's murder. How should we proceed?
Well, thanks a lot, Tucker, for having me on. I appreciate your interest and desire to bring a priest into this conversation. I think it's valuable. I would say up front, we should be very careful to make any sort of conclusion from this during this very intense time of mourning.
Yes.
You know, we Christians have a tradition, 2,000-year-old tradition on how to respond to death, and we take our time. This is day 7. This is day 7. Usually for 40 days, we mourn very, very seriously. In the Orthodox tradition, for instance, when a bishop or a major leader of the church dies, he's not replaced until the 40 days is done. And that's not just out of respect for the person. In this case, mourning Charlie, really processing what his loss means is very necessary to do, and it takes time to do that. And we're not going to be able to make good decisions about the future without calming down and processing what we've gone through. So this is the time I think that we should be very careful. We should mourn. We should consign all bad memories to the memory hole. Bad experiences is what we do for our loved ones when they die. There's no benefit in remembering the bad. We instead honor the good and try to imitate the good. We try to, in the person's name, do good. So this is my first thought is really we should mourn. We should be who we are, and this is what Christian people do. We should take our time about this.
I'm unfamiliar with this. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know enough about it, but I sense that it's rooted in something important and wise. Can you explain a little more why 40 days and what Christians have done traditionally during that 40 days? What does it mean to mourn seriously?
Yeah. Well, I share your sense of it not being something common anymore, which is why I'm presenting it, because it is so universally human, actually, and it's not just Christian. The number 40, of course, is humongous in the Holy Scriptures. It's absolutely humongous. And the 40 days of Christ fasting, for instance, in the desert. 40 is a very important length of time that allows us to truly not make immediate reactions that we would regret. In right now, everything is so raw. Everyone who knows and loves Charlie, like you, this is a very dangerous time. It's a very dangerous time. You're being very courageous, and you're actually processing this with people who have known and respected Charlie, which is a fantastic thing to do. But a lot of people who are in the conservative political movement are raging. They're very angry. I was watching a clip from Matt Walsh yesterday, and I saw that Matt was just out there saying that he is just overcome with anger. I think that's understandable. Yes. Completely understandable.
I have felt that. Yes.
I'm sure. But for us to respect this Christian tradition, to pray, typically in the Orthodox and the Catholic tradition, both during the 40 days, we do good in that person's name. We actually do alms. We do charity in that person's name. In fact, you're doing that. I'm maybe you weren't intentionally trying to do it in a traditional Christian way, but that is what you're doing by trying to help Erica and support her. I was very, very happy to see that you're doing that, because it's what we do. It's what we do in this period. We usually also pray for the person. We don't think that a person, when they die, bing, they've made the transition to the next life instantaneously. There are some in the Protestant tradition who think that. Not all Protestants think that, but there are some. But the vast majority of Christians, Catholic, Orthodox, and some like the Anglicans, we actually pray for the souls of the departed. And we use the image of the story of Lazarus and the rich man from the Gospels, where Lazarus is the poor beggar. He's neglected by the rich man. And when he dies, what happens? An angelic escort comes and picks him up and takes him on the journey to the bosom of Abraham. For us, that is a journey. This process is a journey for Christians of going towards the kingdom of God, but we don't think that it's instantaneous. And so we're collaborating. It's part of what our funerals are too. Our funerals are us gathering around the person and asking the Lord in his great mercy to receive our brother or our sister and place them in paradise until we can see them again. And we're also learning the lesson of sobriety. We're learning the lesson of death. We have to think about death and stare it in the face, because one of the great reasons we are so undeveloped, spiritually speaking, as a nation, is because we don't face death.
Yes.
One of the reasons that we have an incredible revival going on all over the United States right now is because of COVID. COVID it caused us to face death. We had been hiding it. We've moved our old people, our parents, and the sick into old folks' homes and hospitals, and they die there, usually not surrounded by their family members. And then some Christian traditions now even do funerals without the body. That is just nuts. It's just nuts. And it steals from us the very, very important process of mourning and facing death. And it changes you. In the Orthodox tradition, in the Orthodox Christian tradition, the funeral service was written by one of the great theologians of the church. His name's St. John of Damascus. He lived from 650 to 750, an incredible hymnologist, incredible scholar. He actually was a very important political figure at the time that Islam, his father and grandfather, governed the city of Damascus. And when it was taken over by Islam in the 7th century, the Muslims left the Christians in place for about 50 years because Muslims were Bedouin peasants. They didn't have cities. They didn't have development, and they couldn't run a city like Damascus. So they let the Christians do it for about a half a century. And then about 706, that was it. And no more Christians in leadership. And he became a monk at that time, John of Damascus. And he wrote this incredible funeral service for one of his dear brothers. And it's used to this day for the last 13 centuries. And it's a deep reflection on the misery of death, where John is looking into the grave and he is contemplating how horrible it is for a Christian person to die and to see his soul be removed from his body, which is what death is. It's the separation of the soul from the body. It no longer animates the body and it's lifeless. And to see the body decay. And he says it happens to the rich and to the poor exactly the same way. All of the human, differentiations that we make to honor the rich and to neglect all gone, all normalized, all brought to the dust by death. So I don't mean to belabor this, but I think it's important for us. It's important, of course, for the immediate family, for all of Charlie's close family and friends to take their time, not expect that they're going to be able to just bounce back instantaneously and get right back at Turning Point's work. No doubt they will eventually, but I hope that they'll take the time right now to pray, to mourn, to think deeply about the future and about how they can honor Charlie's name. This is my hope.
A blessed Lord's Day to all of you, brothers and sisters.
For November 17th, on which we commemorate Saint Gregory of Tours.
As we begin this new course in the St. John Chrysostom Catechetical School.
Now available on both Apple and Google Play stores.